Alright, so we last picked up, we had sat there and agreed against everybody's better judgment to go ahead and dive into this murky water and look for pipe, for essentially pipe bubbles, to show where these pipes are leaking.
Which really, you'd think that anybody would be able to do this.
Yeah, but would you want to jump in that water?
Hell no.
So, you can use some of our Rad-X at this point to go ahead and mitigate the radiation that we're going to be taking from this water. And then we've got to kind of swim around here and look for bubbles. Yes, dog, I'm sure you found something. So, honestly, this is one that you can do a little bit later, but...
Oh, it's experience, and it's relatively...
Yeah, relatively simple. I mean, we're going to be taking rads the entire time, but... Wait, are you trying to show me something, boy? Okay. So one of the ways this actually makes a little bit more sense is if you sit there and you look at the... Around the walls of this place, you'll see pipes and such coming around. So naturally, anything where there's going to be some kind of a leak is going to be somewhere like here where there's a pipe, I think. And I know for some people this right here is kind of nightmarish. I know a lot of people have issues with murky water. I've got a friend who just hates these sections of the game. I might as well start over here then. There's definitely one right here. So we've got to go down and turn this valve. Okay, one pipe up. And let's see, this isn't a pipe per se, so this isn't quite it. I think there's another one over here.
There's
Oh, wait.
a pipe over there.
Yeah, that's right. There's one right here.
I love, swimming dog meat.
Yeah, so here's a pipe. Just need to follow it through and figure out where this...
Where the bubbles are.
Yeah, there we go. And down here, how deep do we need to go? I don't remember what the display is for your breathing, but don't want to drown down here.
Good news is you found the bubbles, and they are relatively not very...
I mean, am I missing a pipe in here, or what? Oof. Oh, crap, there's the valve. Just way too shallow. Okay, so there's one. There's two. And now there's this area. Let's see. That's the basic pipe area.
I think that's the big one.
And the Rad-X is worn off. So...
I'm gonna step out for a second.
Actually, for whatever reason, I'm not getting rads at the moment. So I'm not going to ask too many questions about that.
Actually, I think that the third one is to your left.
Over here in this corner?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's bubbles.
Oh, yep, right here. So I don't know what fortuitous bug made it so that I'm not getting rads, but I'll take it. Ah, there it is. Third pipe. All right. So, success. All three pipes are found and fixed. Come on, dog meat, out of the water.
No more rads for us.
And I'm definitely taking a rad away now. Because as I said, that just chopped off our maximum HP. But to conserve hit points, I guess we can use some mole rat chunks. Or not conserve hit points, to conserve stim packs.
That's a ticket. You do the honors. Hit that switch on the end of the pump.
And we gotta start the pump to win the quest, to finish the quest.
Which really is a circuit breaker switch.
It's like, why am I the one who's being asked to do that?
Just listen to her go.
And we'll just get up here
Wait a second. Did you hear? Who? Let's do this.
because this is a soft shell Mirelurk. Which is actually not as bad as it could be, but still plenty bad.
No, soft shell Mirelurk are worse than basic Mirelurk.
No, they're actually a little bit weaker. But anyway, yeah, Sully, you just go ahead and absorb them. Keep them busy. Get him in the left arm there. Yeah. Okay, and now it's running for some reason. Where's the other one at? So yeah, the thing with Mirelurks is you want to shoot him in the head.
Face shots.
Yep. They've got a big shell that protects them from most damage. However, as Sully there is a quest NPC, he can't be permanently killed by the Mirelurks. So we go ahead and use that to our advantage. Now, where the hell did they go? Oh, there it is. I'm going to just let it get a little bit closer.
Yeah, I don't know if this would.
Okay. And the
there's
other-
another one.
Yep, it's coming back. Okay. Second one down. It's
Did the other one
Mirelurk.
have any soft shell?
Oh, good question. Mirelurk meat. Alright, now we'll go talk to Sully about how this all went pear-shaped.
There should be some way to... Ah, there it is. Hey there. Mirelurks. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that stirred him up. Anyway, I still got some tinkering to do with this thing. Shouldn't be too hard now.
Okay, yeah, you got some more tinkering to do.
Here's a little something before you clear out.
Anyway,
Yeah, okay. Got some experience, got some caps, and a little bit of loot. So let's take a look at the Thicket Excavations terminal. Shipment log. "108 tons of ornate obelisks to Rockville, Maryland." And we'll play the tape. Okay. Well, fine then. We'll do it the hard way. So we got Sully here's journal.
I don't trust him.
Well, anybody sits there and says, "It's none of your business what I'm doing here." Let's see. Great spot, right crew, looking for traders for easy pickings. Let's see. So yeah, basically, I think the intent is that you're gonna, playing through this, you'll go through the quest and be like, okay, what's this guy's?
What's his agenda?
Yeah, and then find out in the end that what you've got basically is,
The guy went to set up a Raiders.
yeah, Raiders Den, and tricking you into doing it. But we'll come back here later. And I like that. All the noise I've been hearing in the water, I'm not setting foot in there. I'll probably head back and drag one of the new guys over here and make him do it. Okay, that is pretty much everything we were looking to do right now. So, I guess after this, it's just a matter of heading down kind of towards our goal of Diamond City, which is all the way down here. And the good news is we are right next to like a network of roads that'll take us towards there. The bad news is it goes right through a urban area. It does go right by the Corvega assembly plant.
Yeah,
And
there's some good news. And it's always worrisome whenever you see overpasses.
you never know when something's going to be sitting on top of the overpass. But, you know, there actually is a network of roads here that's mostly intact, so you can follow that to get to where you're going.
Hmm.
So, oh, and our first ghoul. I remember in the first couple games, ghouls weren't that big of a thing. There weren't that many that were hostile. But these feral ghouls, I think even in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, they were a little bit different. Good dog. But feral ghouls now are kind of terrifying. Well, they can be.
They're fast moving, they're
Yeah, if you think of like
hideous looking.
yeah, if you think of pretty much any kind of, you know, Romero movie or something like that, they're pretty much fast zombies. Uh-oh. Yeah, you can see just how fast off to the edge they are. So they will sit there and charge at you. Normally the solution to this is to shoot them in the legs so that they go down. But right now our accuracy is kind of...
Shit.
Yeah. Better guns and a few perks will probably help that, but in the meantime it's like, yeah. You know, we're much better off just aiming for the center. And there are a lot of them. But if you knock the legs out, they're kind of helpless like that. And just like that, I'm already down to...
Also, if they hit you, you take rags.
Yeah. Could use some more rounds. I'm down to 21 rounds already. And...
So much for the whole rad roaches, I've got the rounds.
yeah, now I do not have the rounds.
Now, when you need the rounds, you do not have them.
But one of the things that came out, or the people were talking about, was the question of where ghouls come from. And, oh, shit. Yeah, they can sneak up on you.
And that's why the ambient noise is important.
And not even with that, they are
They're
really...
they're swift and they're very capable of sneaking up on you.
Yeah, I probably would have heard some of these. But yeah, so the question about where ghouls come from, there's something in the Fallout universe about a forced evolutionary virus. It was a big thing in Fallout 1 and 2. Less so in others, but it kind of gets consistently mentioned. And...
But that was mostly for the super mutants.
exactly. So the question came up is whether or not ghouls require exposure to FEV, or whether they, whether you actually need to be exposed, just radiation exposure, which, as some people have said, just kind of goes all the way to the Fallout pulpy 1950s aesthetic that, you know, you just got some radiation on you and now you've become a ghoul.
Well, and this absolutely promotes that with a number of characters that we'll meet.
I think the original time when you ran into ghouls in Fallout 1, there was this whole thing where somebody mentioned that I think their vault became mostly ghouls after the door was left open. So they were probably not all exposed. But No, I guess when they finally came down to it, the decision was made that canonically ghouls are just what happens to occasional some members of humanity when they are exposed to radiation.
So high quantities of extreme radiation.
Yeah. Well, most people actually die.
Most people die, but occasionally people become ghouls.
So here we got some very suspicious cargo regulations about output shipments and when intake shipments will occur, and what certain cargo should be forwarded to the quarry. Notify the foreman upon arrival of further instructions. Oops.
You know, anything that has, notify X person for further instructions is somewhat questionable.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. 1022 manifest. Drill parts, rebar, wire, a pallet, and granite. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to get out of that. And then electrical wire, bulk crate, and pallets. So once again, this thing is just kind of frozen in time right when the bombs fell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a gas canister, no big deal. And you can kind of use these in a heavy pipe sniper rifle. You kind of crawl up here to get to some items. I bet you have to actually grab a pipe pistol and start using some 38 rounds.
That's actually probably a pretty good idea, you know.
Let's see. And there's probably, there's a ghoul just kind of laying right here, sleeping. And now he's sleeping forever. You occasionally find ghouls with a few items that's kind of like what, it's actually kind of sad if you think about it. So if you have regular ghouls who are people who were, had a lot of radiation occur to them, then you also have feral ghouls, which were once regular people and just kind of lost their minds. Okay, what?
Well, they were regular people, then they became ghouls, and they then went feral.
Yeah, so, it means they're holding on to, like, objects from their former lives.
It's really sad when you sit there and you have one that...
Yeah, you'll find them with baby rattles.
with baby rattles, which suggests that before they were a ghoul, it's been highly potential that they had, children.
Okay, so we have somebody named Dutchman with instructions and, rounds. Thank you, Dutchman.
Thank the dead Dutchman.
And we'll go ahead and read his instructions in a second. But in the meantime, we've got up here a pipe pistol. I guess I'll take that so I can have something to use 38 rounds with, if necessary. Used oil can. And the Station Master's Terminal is still operational.
It's kind of interesting how the things, which things are still operational versus not. It's just...
Okay, eject holotape Bedford Station recording. And there's a spotlight control, but it doesn't really matter. We can activate the lights. But going back to what I was saying about when you look at some of the items that you find in the game, like the pipe pistol that was in a pre-war safe, the real puzzle people have is about Jet. Because Jet was something that in Fallout 2 is explained as being invented after the war by Myron. That twerp. And so there's no reason when you're going through some vault or something like that that you should find Jet. Unless the idea is that, I don't know, maybe Jet was a pre-war chemical compound that Myron found and then passed off as his own discovery. Okay, so Dutchman's instructions. Deliver your package to the old switching station.
Look for the blue barrel. Let's go find that blue barrel.
Yeah, I might have actually been near it, actually. But let's see. Then there's the... What else did I pick out? Oh, the Bedford Station recording. You go ahead and play this while we look for that blue barrel. A951.
Something's wrong. Someone's coming. Look. 5 of them. It's a trap. Damn it. They've got us surrounded. What do we do? I'll draw them off. Give me a count of 10, then break for the tree line. What? Dutchman, There's no time. Good luck, A9. 10, 9, 8, 7. No!
Okay, some kind of rendezvous and attempt to draw people off that didn't go well.
I'm not
Somebody
going back.
named A951.
I won't.
Oh. You know what would probably speed this whole thing up? If I wasn't in an inventory thing. No. Actually, that was the end of it. So just her saying she wouldn't go back.
Yep. She's not going to go back.
And that is that. Okay, so turn off my light. In a slight nod towards sanity/realism, the sneaking around is actually a good bit harder. Ooh. Got a Nuka-Cola bottle and a cap stash. I didn't mean to grab the bottle, but I'll definitely take the caps.
Yeah, that's the other fun thing is when you are in survival mode, you end up picking up every empty bottle possible and filling it with water.
Yeah.
Because
you're thirsty.
You're chronically thirsty.
And I'll go ahead and set the... I guess I'll set the quest data to be going to Diamond City.
Can you get to Diamond City in about 7 minutes?
Yeah, we'll see. There's a number of things that can come up here. And we've got this locomotive stuck here. So we're actually headed pretty much south. One of the neat things is that you can actually use, for example, railroad areas as a highway of sorts.
I mean, it's not like the railways are needing, are being used.
But then you'll end up with some kind of interesting little things like this crashed train, and who knows what might be in here. Some really funky looking locomotives.
Seems like we're still the only two in here right now.
Mm.
I really blame that D&D,
Or the Magic the Gathering.
whatever. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Neither one is really my thing, but
Yeah, it's keeping people
I
busy.
don't hold it against people who do, but when you're eating up the site bandwidth.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Well, while we're here, we've also kind of wandered by a drive-in.
An interesting question. What bus brings people to or from a drive-in?
That's kind of that whole 1950s aesthetic where drive-ins were actually, still really a thing. Nowadays, I think we were reading an article the other day about how drive-ins are dying just because, well, a number of reasons, but part of it was the expense of changing projector types to digital, the fact that not many people really want to drive their car up and sit in it for a few hours to watch a movie.
Updates in technology that are making the fact that items are no longer repairable, and like microphones are dead.
Yeah. I have somebody who's some old cheapskate who's like, I'm not gonna update my. I'm not gonna get an FM radio station or a low power FM broadcast. Just oh, cool. So
Oh, that's cool.
So somebody actually lives near a drive-in that isn't.
That isn't dying. I think that's an oddly, somewhat specific kind of thing. Like, I know that where I grew up, there was a drive-in. I never went to it.
Mhm.
Like, there was a drive-in within like 20 miles.
Then you have shit like this. Somebody rigged a bomb on this doorway.
Yeah, we had a drive-in within about 20 or 30 miles of where I grew up, but I never went. Mostly because of the fact that I didn't want to sit in my uncomfortable car
Yeah.
to watch a movie. If I was going to do that, I was going to go sit in an uncomfortable seat that you know how many people have been jerked off or whatnot in. Because
Theaters.
let's be real.
Oh shit! Bomb. Wow, that's what
Let's
happens.
see. This is why. 3 minutes, actually just under 4 minutes from the next save. This is
Yeah.
why we have. We'll have to see how the autosave did.
Yeah. So landmines are positively lethal. I think I just stumbled on one.
Yes, you did because you didn't have high enough perception to see it outright. Like,
Oh yeah, that was under a.
well, no, I think it was under some leaves.
Okay. Well, all the way back here.
5 of them. It's a trap. Damn it. They've got us surrounded.
Well,
And this is why we usually do regular saves.
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we need to just cut out some of the saves and save a little more frequently.
No. This is part of the game.
What?
Well, yeah, but how much do people want to sit there and see you do the last 10 minutes
Good luck, A9.
again?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we used to have a
7.
drive-in, and
No!
I'll be honest, I have no idea how it's doing anymore. Actually, I think it got destroyed in a tornado.
I'm not going
Okay.
back.
Or the
Interesting.
I can't.
No, that one I'm pretty sure was destroyed. The screen and a handful of other things were pretty well destroyed, but I think they rebuilt it because it was a big enough thing out where I grew up. It's kind of like a rite of passage that I never experienced because, when you grow up as a farmer's daughter, you just kind of,
You don't get a
You're-
chance to do those things.
well, you're sometimes really, really cheap.
Yeah.
That, you end up being very, very thrifty. And when you sit there and you're like, should I go and spend money on a, a movie, or should I go watch a movie and when there's only like 2 of us, there's
Yeah.
only 2 or 3 of us, and we don't have a full carload of people to go and watch a movie.
Yeah, because that was the thing with the drive, and it was
You
usually
usually got 5 people in the car and 3 people in the trunk.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not how it was, then apparently I'm misunderstanding things.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I never went. I think there's like one time I went to a movie, growing up in the sticks. There's one time that I went to a movie where there were more than like 4 of us.
Yeah.
So, going to a drive-in requires an odd amount of planning.
Okay, something's found me. Oh, wild mongrel. I don't even remember. He wasn't here last time.
No. This shows off another thing is somewhat of the random encounters that, you sit there and you have on the random.
Kind of make things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're back here. Let's see if we can kind of ferret out that mine.
But yeah, so, the whole drive-in, I've never experienced it. Actually, where we're moving, as I understand it, there is somewhere nearby that has an
An active drive.
active drive-in, but I'm not 100% sure. And something actually, that's the other thing is I'm like, why would I want to have something that has the potential for, shitty, audio when I could go to a theater? And granted, that was like in the 90s, and they had pretty good theater systems and whatnot. But
So I blame this guy right here. This skeleton hanging out here with this 10mm pistol and not even bothering to leave me any rounds. Who,
he used all but the last one on.
you know, and as I say that, there's some 10mm rounds right there.
Well,
I did you
fine.
an
Just
I
you
did you
go
an
ahead and-
injustice, Sarah.
Go ahead. Call me a liar.
So okay, there's the makeshift bomb. That was a pressure bomb that would have gone off if I tried to open the door. Upside down cat. So what am I missing that blew me up last time?
Would you like to save?